Fredericton's Best Rock, 105.3 The Fox, and Check My Brain from Alice in Chains off their most recent album, Black Gives Way to Blue. I managed to catch Mike Inez on the phone, bass player for the band. Can I just say how awesome it is to have Alice in Chains on the radio again in 2009, man?
Oh, bless your heart. Thanks for listening. God, it's been quite the journey for us these last few years, you know?
I'd say, yeah. It must be pretty cool for you to have new stuff out, too, eh?
Oh, yeah. We never had a grand plan or scheme to get the band back together and do all this stuff. You know, it started with Sean's tsunami benefit. He just got, it was a call to arms. He called me and Jerry, we were in L.A. at the time, and he says, hey, come up, let's do a concert and get some money up for the tsunami victims. So Maynard from Tool came up with us and sang, and, you know, all our Seattle friends like Ann Wilson and Chris DeGarmo from Queensryche and Duff McKagan from Guns N' Roses and Wes from Puddle of Mud and Pat Lackman from Damage Plan. We all just went up, and it was just a really special night of trying to, you know, it was bigger than us, you know. It wasn't about us. It was a really cool thing, and from there it turned into like 5 or 6 club dates, and you know, even at that point we're thinking, okay, that's it. And then I think our 6th show was like 40,000 people in Portugal.
Wow.
Oh my God, this isn't small anymore. So we decided to go around the world one time and play the songs one last time with William, our singer William, and I think it was 22, 24 countries or something.
Wow.
And
you just had too much fun doing it.
Maybe we should write some songs, and so it's just a lot of small steps put together. I mean, just to be talking to you about a new Alice in Chains record is just a mind blower to me, you know.
And a good record at that. I mean, I'm a fan, obviously, but the album itself, the thing about you guys is that to hear it, Black Gives Way to Blue sounds just like Alice in Chains should sound. You know?
Oh, bless your heart, yeah. We spent a lot of, we took our time with it. We didn't really want to rush into anything. And even if you would ask us maybe a year and a half ago if we were going to do a record, the answer probably would have been no, you know?
Yeah.
And so we just, I think we recorded about 24 or 26 songs and narrowed it down to the 11 that made the actual record. And the particular title track is just such a heartstring puller, you know? I thought we did some really good work. We certainly put our heart into the whole project, you know?
Yeah, and you got Elton John to work on that song, too.
Oh, yeah, as an added bonus, that was just a mind-blower to put, you know, just to say Elton John and Alice in Chains in the same musical sentence is just wild.
I remember reading about that going, what? Elton John, really? And then, then I heard it, and I go, okay, that makes perfect sense, so...
He was such a champ, too. He you know, Jerry wrote him an email. We had an employee that used to work for him, and he said, hey, you should get Elton to play some piano on that. And we just started laughing like, yeah, right, that's going to happen. And next thing you know, we're in Las Vegas. We all jumped on a plane and met Elton, and he was finishing up his concert series there called The Red Piano.
Right.
I think it was at MGM Grand or Caesar's Palace, one of those. And so we went to the concert the night before and hung with him, and he gave us about 5 or 6 hours of his time, and he got what the song was about. He knew it was our goodbye song to Lane, and it was just amazing to have these conversations with him about, like, he's asking me about Queensryche and System of a Down. Do you think System will ever get back together? And he's so in tune with music, and he really just loves making music. I mean, I hope when I'm his age that I'm still in love with this as much as he is. You know, it's really inspirational to watch him work. He literally put his hard hat on and went in the studio and sat there like a session guy and just really put his heart into it. You know, it was and of course we're pinching ourselves the whole time, like, you know, it's amazing, you know.
Well, it must be one of those kind of cool things, because I mean, fans in the same position watching you guys would be kind of like that, and you get to put yourself in a fan's position. It's got to be neat.
Yeah, it's funny. We were talking to Lane Staley's dad. His name is Phil Staley, and Phil was telling us about that Lane's first concert was actually an Elton John show.
No way.
Yeah, and Lane, after that concert, told Phil, hey, I want to be a musician. And people don't know this about Lane, but he started off as a drummer, you know. Right. And it was just really cool to come full circle that Elton's playing on a song 2-lane, 4-lane, you know, and Elton was pretty much responsible for getting Lane into music, which was, I thought, just amazing coincidence, you know. Like,
speaking of Lane, I know you guys probably talk about it a lot, because that is, I mean, when you think of Alice in Chains, you think of those headlines and having him in the band. Do you find some of the backlash of, because I know there was a lot of fans saying, you can't go on with Alice in Chains without him. Do you find some of that's kind of dying down now that they've heard the record and they understand what you're doing now?
Well, I think anything that anybody else has ever said about us, the four of us have already said it. You know, and the reality is, like, if me and Sean and Jerry had a band, and no matter what we called it, and we were playing down the street from you go, oh, hey, the Alice in Chains guys are playing down the street.
That's fair.
Yeah, and it's kind of cool in a way too, because I felt when Lane passed away that he got swept under the carpet. He was like. Two things pop out. One is that Left Eye Lopez girl died the same day. Yep. So he didn't get a lot of news coverage. But then we got nominated for a Grammy the year he passed. So we get dressed up, and we're kind of, one of us is missing. We go to this Grammy awards ceremony that we got invited to for being nominated, and then they have the obituaries at the end of the show every year of all the people that have passed that year, and they forgot Lane, And we were just kind of pissed about the whole thing. I mean, he's such instrumental in just the sound and whole Seattle movement. And
I guess
didn't think he got the props.
And if you compare,
now we're doing this, people are shining a flashlight on it now, and there's a new generation of kids going, oh man, that guy really had a cool voice. So, so I guess look at the positives, more than the negatives for sure.
Edmonton's Best Rock, 105.3 The Fox. Alice in Chains with Wood from 92's Dirt. Talking to Mike Inez, bass player for the band, about the new album, Black Moves Way to Blue, and the emotions, I guess, the sadness, the dark times that go through losing your lead singer and a friend. And despite all of that on this new album that you talk about, I find there's a lot of positivity to it as well,
Yeah, I think that's the central theme of the record. I mean, I remember being with Jerry floating around in this pool in L.A. going, what are we going to call this thing? And we just kept coming back to Black Moves Way to Blue, because every album this band has ever done is a pretty honest snapshot of where we were at any given time, whether it be the dark period or, we're pretty much hard on our sleeves kind of guys. And, I think that this album represents, that continues with this album. We're in a really good place, and it's basically how do you lose a family member and continue with your life, and it was almost an album the three of us really had to do together, I mean, nobody was losing their house, so we didn't really have to do this, but we kind of had to spiritually, you know?
Yeah, just to move on, which I think is kind of cool in that you open the album with All Secrets Known, which to me, listening to it, sounds like an album that's a song that says, you know what, we're here, like it or not, accept it or don't, but this is who we are now, and we're moving on. Hopefully you can too, kind of a thing.
Yeah, I like the way that, I mean, Jerry, we're blessed with just such a great songwriter, Jerry, and it was just amazing that just the words to that were just the obvious album opener, just straight out of the gate, we're, declaring it.
Get that out of the way and then move on, and this is Alice in Chains in 2009.
You can't go back to the place you started from, and...
For sure.
Yeah. It's, I mean, everybody could relate to it, because you're going to lose your parents or your grandparents, It's, it's kind of a universal theme. It's not just unique to us losing our singer,
Yeah.
I think it's a bigger picture, and most people get that, we don't a whole lot of negative backlash,
Yeah.
It seems like everybody can relate to us, and God bless them. Thank you for listening. We're very humble about this whole thing,
Well, it's it's been a long time coming. I'm sure. Is it kind of like starting out new for you guys again, a little bit?
It is. It's funny, but the three of us, we've been playing together for so long. Jerry and Sean have been together about 22 years. I've been with it 17 years now, and it's just it's funny to us when people say, "Hey, you sound like Alice in Chains," and we're using the same guitars and it's the same fingers and same brains,
Yeah.
So we kind of laugh about it.
Still got the long hair and everything.
Oh yeah, I still do. Hadn't fell out yet.
Friends don't let friends cut their hair.
I think it was friends don't let friends get friends' haircuts.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
There was a lot of bands getting a Courtney Cox hairdo at the time, so I had to take the piss out of the whole thing.
I liked it, man.